What is up, everybody? I'm Darrell, the Whiskey Saint. Welcome back for another Whiskey Wednesday review, guys. We're going to be diving into the newest batch from Elijah Craig, Barrel Proof, the A124 over here, guys. And if you guys are Heaven Hill fanboys like I am, kind of anxious to dive into this. I had one pour and sent out a bunch of pours to some friends, so they can get a good taste of it. So I honestly don't remember much about it. I remember it being let me not even say that yet. So you guys can figure out if I'd liked it, what I thought of it, if it holds a candle to, C923, which was a crazy batch from them, 13 years versus 10 years, 133 proof versus 119. We're going to see, guys. Stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe. We're about to kick this show off. Cheers. Welcome back, guys. I'm pretty excited about this. I love me some Heaven Hill, especially Elijah Craig. Coming off of that C batch, man, that just brought everything back to me of what, Elijah Craig was a couple years ago. You look at the 19s and actually anything 20 and below, year wise. 17, 18, 19, 20, they were all banger batches and they kind of fell off a little bit, in my opinion, in, 21 and 22, which most people felt the same. But coming off of that batch, almost 14 years old, and this one coming down at, a good 3 years younger, is it going to be just as good? We're going to find out. Let's pour it up, guys. It's actually a hefty pour. Didn't mean to pour that much, and this is honestly going to be my first sample of the day. Cheers to another Whiskey Wednesday. Just going to give it a little spin jab, guys, and I'm probably not going to get all through all that. Like I said, a big pour, but like usual, Elijah Craig, nice and dark, mahogany like amber, just great color. It always comes with some decent age, so it's expected to have some nice color to it. It's going on our nose. Cheers. So right upon, just the initial nose, this doesn't really come across really younger than what their normal like 12-year age statements used to be. Like you're not really getting too much of like the Heaven Hill nuttiness that some people get. It's just got some really deep, rich oak, some vanillas there, just those typical like Heaven Hill or older bourbon profiles. Got that oak, you got the vanilla, a little bit of spice in there. The spice isn't overwhelming. It is only 119 proof, so it's probably not going to blow out your nose, but there's definitely some good notes in there. And comes across, a little older than, the 10-year, 9-month age statement that's on there, to me, at least. I actually really enjoy this nose. I was expecting to get like what you get off the store pick single barrels that are typically under that 11-year marker. They come across just a little more, almost like not citrus forward, but there's like a slight like sour note that I kind of get off of ECBP that's not well aged or just say under that 12-year, typically with the store picks, like I mentioned, versus these actual releases from them. Enough on the nose, guys. Let's go in for a taste. In all honesty, that's actually a little better than I remember it being. This bottle, I think, has been open for about a week now, so it's definitely got a little bit of air in it. It's past the shoulder. I don't want to say it was tight when I first opened it because I would have remembered that, but this is This is surprising. So it tastes like Elijah Craig barrel proof. The only thing with that lack of proof is just not hitting you like most of them usually do, especially coming off of that C batch that was, a good 15 proof points, almost higher than this. You definitely get the difference, right? There's just a lack of like almost like that pop rocks and just burst of flavor on your tongue, but the flavors in itself are pleasant. It has all those flavors. It just doesn't burst in your mouth because of the proof, so it doesn't burn you out. But this is actually pretty good. I'm gonna go in for another sip. That was my first sip of alcohol, guys, all day. So second sip usually kind of gets that tongue going a little bit. See if it, kicks it up a notch. Yeah, just solid. It's not one of the best Elijah Craig barrel proofs that I've had. It's certainly not one of the worst. Coming off the C batch, it's slightly of a letdown, but when I seen the age statement and the proof, I wasn't expecting it to be better than that. I just hope that, maybe the B batches and C batches coming this year, kind of elevate that year marker a little bit to maybe try to get back to what we had in that C batch that was 13 plus years. But I'm not mad at this. Um, it's good. Would I back it up? Maybe not, but it's definitely worth having in my opinion. I actually did a few blends with some Elijah Craigs, some of the higher proof ones, and I proofed them down with the toasted that they put out. And this gives me similar vibes to that because once you proof that down, I believe that toasted's I think 90 proof or so. So you're dropping most Elijah Craigs that are maybe like 130 to right around what this proof point is. And the flavors, like I said, are very, very similar. You get a little bit more oak than I would expect off of, something sub 11 years. But it's just overall good whiskey. Nothing crazy exciting about it. The flavors are nice, the nose is nice. Wish the finish was a little longer, but I was kind of expecting that at the proof point that it is. One more taste, guys. Yeah, you just get nice oak, nice vanillas, caramels. It's almost like it's like a chocolate. Oh, kind of reminds me, and it's gonna sound weird. My aunt used to make we called it a chocolate cream pie. So it was graham cracker crust with like the Jello chocolate pudding and Cool Whip on top of that. And you're getting like a vibe of all that. You get a little bit of that, like that vanilla and that graham crust, like a little chocolate and caramel with like some nice vanilla, like right at the end of it. Kind of reminds me of that pie a little bit. That's pretty funny. But this, like I said, guys, is pretty good. Would I recommend it? If you're a Heaven Hill junkie like I am, and even if you're not, Elijah Craig's still some of the best value on the market. 10 plus years, barrel proof, normally historically 12-year-old barrel proof for what, sub 80 bucks in most places. It's a heck of a value. And there's been a heck of a lot of really good batches from them. They missed it, a couple years in a row, in my opinion, but trying to get back on track like Larceny is. Larceny from Heaven Hill is been on their glory days, coming off the first few years, just a little hot and not that great in terms of flavor. And now they kind of kicked it up a notch too. So with that being said, guys, if you do see this at retail, I think it's worth picking up. You know, if not, at least try it before you buy it. But I don't think you'll be disappointed. Like I said, it coming off of the C, it's slightly disappointing. But if you never had that, you're just going to think this is another good Elijah Gregg barrel proof, just at a lower proof point. That's all. So just lacking that strong finish on the strong finish. But other than that, in terms of flavor, I think I think it's a winner. I'm really, really anxious to see what they do with the B batch. I hope the proof point's back up there. Hopefully, maybe a little older. But I don't really necessarily need the age, if it's just really, really good whiskey, because you look at 10 years, 9 months, that's just the minimum, age of the whiskey in there. It could very well have some 12 and 13-year-old stuff. And that could be why I'm getting a heavier oak influence, but we'll never know in a sense what the percentages are. But I guarantee there's some stuff older than just that 10-year, 9-month age statement that they have on here. But good whiskey, guys. Not a bad bourbon at all. That nose is really nice. I will say after it's sat in a glass for, about 10 minutes now, I'm getting a little bit of a slight youthful note. So it kind of changed a little bit with the year in a glass, but it's still pretty pleasant. Yeah. But yeah, we're going to end this here, guys. I think Elijah Craig Barrel Proof A124 is worth the pickup if you do see it at retail. They're typically never that much more than that. Secondary, I don't think there's really a market for this right now. You probably get them, $100 to your door. But if you see them in the stores, usually around 75 to 85 bucks, which even at 85, I still think this is a buy. But like I said, curious to see what they do with the next couple batches this year, guys. Till then, thanks for tuning in, guys. Till next time, you guys have a blessed day. Cheers.
Jeff, just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends, and you say hello again. Oh, Jeffrey, you should just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends, and you say hello again. Oh, Jeffrey, you should just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends, and you say